versus buying decision is one of the biggest financial decisions people make, and it's also one of the most emotional ones. It affects how much flexibility you have, where you live, how you will spend your time, and how much pressure you will feel month to month. And despite what we're often told, there is no universally right answer to this question. Renting is not throwing away money, and buying a home is not automatically a smart investment. In many situations, renting can actually be the smarter financial and lifestyle choice. In other situations, owning makes a lot of sense. The key is understanding when each option fits into your life. So instead of trying to pick a side, I want to walk through 4 reasons renting can make sense and 4 reasons buying can make sense. The goal here isn't to convince you to do one or the other. The goal is to help you make a decision intentionally instead of deciding what society expects you to do. Let's start with reasons renting can be the right move. The first reason to rent is uncertainty. If your job situation isn't stable, your income constantly fluctuates, or you're early in your career, renting gives you that flexibility. Buying a home often locks you into a larger fixed cost every single month. Mortgage, taxes, insurance, and maintenance, those bills don't care if your income goes up or your job changes. Renting gives you the ability to adjust more easily if your life does shift. Let's say you lose a job, switch careers, or need to move for an opportunity. Renting lowers the financial friction of those changes. Flexibility definitely has value, especially early on in your career. The second reason that renting makes sense is uncertainty about where you want to live long term. Many people buy because they feel like they're supposed to, not because they're confident about location. But buying ties you into a place in a way renting doesn't. If you're not sure about your neighborhood, the city, the commute, or even the stage of life you're in, renting gives you the room to experiment. You can try different areas, different living arrangements, and different lifestyles without committing hundreds of thousands of dollars to your decision. Buying too early in the wrong place can be far more costly than renting longer than planned. The third reason renting can be a better choice is lifestyle freedom. Homeownership comes with a lot of responsibilities that many people underestimate. Repairs, maintenance, yard work, unexpected expenses. That time and mental energy adds up. Renters do trade the equity, because when you own a home, you're building equity, but they trade it for simplicity. This trade-off can absolutely be worth it if you are young and you value travel and hobbies, flexibility, or simply not having to think about a leaking roof or a broken furnace. Renting can free up your time, not just your money, and how you spend your time has a bigger impact on your happiness than most people realize. The fourth reason renting can make sense is avoiding being house poor. If you buy a home at the very top of what a lender says you can afford, this can crowd out everything else in your life. Travel, saving, experiences, even peace of mind. Many people adapt quickly to having a larger home or more space, but they don't adapt as easily to the financial stress. Being stretched every month because of housing costs can quietly reduce the quality of your life. Renting can allow you to keep housing costs in a range that leaves room for flexibility. Now that's enough talking about renting. Let's jump into why you should buy a house. The first reason to buy is stability. If you're confident about where you want to live long term, buying can lock you into housing costs in a way renting cannot. Rents can rise, landlords can sell their properties, markets can change. Whereas a fixed rate mortgage provides that monthly predictability. Over time, that stability can reduce anxiety and make planning easier, especially for families who value consistency. The second reason buying can make more sense is long-term commitment to a location. Transaction costs for buying and selling a home are high. Realtor fees, closing costs, moving expenses. Buying tends to work better financially when you stay put for a long time. If you know you're in a place where you want to remain for 10 or 20 years, buying allows those upfront costs to be spread out over time. In contrast, buying with the expectation of moving again in a few years introduces price risk and timing risks that renters don't face. The third reason to buy is it is forced savings. For many people, a mortgage acts like a savings mechanism. It's easy to skip an investment contribution than to skip a mortgage payment. Over time, paying down your principal on your home builds equity, which can become an important part of your net worth later on in life. Now, I'm not saying this is the best savings vehicle, but for people who struggle with discipline, it can be a very effective one. The fourth reason buying can make sense is lifestyle fit. Some people genuinely value owning their own space. They want to customize it, renovate it, garden, or settle into a long-term home. That emotional value is real, even if it doesn't show up on a spreadsheet. If owning a home fits how you want to live your day-to-day and it doesn't stretch you financially, that can be a perfectly good reason to buy. Now here's the part that most people miss. The decision isn't just financial and it's not just emotional. It's how those two interact with each other. Buying a home doesn't automatically make you happier. Research consistently shows that people overestimate the happiness boost that they will receive from owning a home. As humans, we adapt quickly to space and material upgrades, but we don't adapt as quickly to stress, debt, or long commutes. Likewise, renting isn't automatically inferior. Renters can build wealth in a different way if they save and invest the difference responsibly. In my opinion, the mistake is assuming there's a right answer to this question, and it applies to every single household. Housing decisions work best when they support your lifestyle, your flexibility, and your long-term goals. Buying because you're afraid of missing out or renting because you're afraid of commitment are both poor reasons. The better approach is asking yourself a few simple questions. How stable is my income? How confident am I about this location? How much flexibility do I want? How much pressure am I comfortable with on a monthly basis? And how does this decision affect my time and not just my money? Renting and buying are tools. Neither is a shortcut to happiness or wealth. Used emotionally, either can create stress and regret later on. The best housing decision is the one that fits your life today while leaving you room for what you want tomorrow.